SCP-1241 Living with Werewolves. Some SCPs are eternal, eldritch entities living through millennia, civilizations coexisting with humans, or mimetic agents that persist as long as humans can think. In contrast, other SCPs are fleeting, appearing briefly and vanishing, leaving us wondering about their true nature. SCP-1241 falls into the latter category. Prior to 23rd of October of 2011, SCP-2041 was a television broadcast transmitted in a roughly 8x8 km area in Texas, USA. The program manifested every week on Tuesday at 23:30 for an average of 20 minutes. Analysis of the signal has revealed it to be inconsistent with standard television frequencies, and attempted replications of the broadcast outside of the original area have failed to transmit it coherently. It is not normally possible for standard televisions to coherently play signals of SCP-1241's frequency or strength. As for 9th August of 2011, SCP-1241 has no active containment procedures. A story describing the bankruptcy of the responsible party referencing a previously released cover story has been released. The area is to be continually observed for any signs which could indicate a recommencement of SCP-1241 activity. Prior to the containment measures, SCP-1241 was overridden with the localized signal produced by transmission stations 1241A and 1241B, which broadcast a pre-recorded series of television programs. A cover story regarding the production of SCP-1241 by a local studio was circulated in case of containment failure. In order to continually monitor the content of SCP-1241, an apparatus was maintained to isolate and record it. For further information, refer to document 1241-B. SCP-1241 resembles a television program of the situational comedy genre. The broadcast consisted of multiple episodes depicting the domestic life of a middle-aged human male and a group of 4 to 8 humanoid canids, who evidently share an apartment accommodation in Los Angeles, California, USA. Each episode possessed the same opening sequence, roughly 30 seconds of music with lyrics sung by an adult human female describing the aforementioned premise, which gives a list of cast members and other individuals involved in productions, as well as giving the title of SCP-1241 as Living with Loops. None of the named people or the individual portraying the character of Led have been successfully identified. The majority of names are associated with person not working in an entertainment-related career. The behavior of the entities featured in SCP-1241 was inconsistently varied between typical canine and more humanoid behavior with each episode. Let us dig into some of the episode transcripts. Episode 1 Hemlock. Summary: the lead character is introduced, shown shopping in a retail store. The character encounters Martin Wilkinson, one of the canid organisms. Dialogue between the two characters then ensues, during which the lead character mentions that he is looking for a residence. The Martin character states that he is renting a room in an apartment complex, but is looking for a roommate. Upon later accepting the offer made by Martin after some deliberation and arriving at the complex, the Martin character reveals that the remaining canid entities are also living in the residence. The episode ends with a close shot of Led displaying shock. Additional notes. Excerpt of the dialogue between Led and Martin. Martin: I had a cousin who was a talking hamster. Lad, really? Where is he now? Martin, dead. He joined the IRA and someone ate him. Episode 3. Dead Eat Dog World. Summary. Follows several attempts made by the Martin character to seek employment after resigning from an office job as a result of younger individual being promoted to a higher paid position for the third time this year. The character subsequently briefly gains jobs in several low-skill areas including reception and janitorial position and clerical duties in a public library. During the first 15 minutes, the character is dismissed from each for various reasons, including repeatedly arriving late, ineptitude, and consuming a live chicken in front of several children. Episode 14. Big Wolf Blowing Down. Summary. Follows the main characters coping with an unnamed hurricane predicted to affect their area of residence. The latter half of the episode focuses on their behavior while made to remain inside due to the event. Notably, the video during this period is blurred and shaky, and the majority of the dialogue does not appear to relate to the given premise, instead describing a device of undisclosed function which appears to be at risk of becoming damaged. Additional notes. Excerpt of the dialogue between Let and an unnamed canine character referred to here as unnamed. Unnamed. Please don't let it break. Let. I won't. Unnamed. It is too important to break. It's been so nice being able to think. Let. I know. I won't let it break. I'll fix it somehow, I promise. Unnamed. I suppose I should just enjoy the moment before I have to go back. At least it gave me this moment. I'll always have that. Episode 15. Untitled. The opening sequence was not present. Summary. 19 minutes and 32 seconds of footage depicting two malnourished domestic dogs, one Dalmatian and one Great Dane, lying down in a cage. The episode terminated at 22:59 with little change in the animal's activity, camera position, or camera angle throughout. On 2nd of May 2011, SCP-1241 failed to be detected at its regular time. SCP-1241 was not found to be active in the subsequent weeks. On the 17th of May 2011, a rented space was investigated by its landlord following a failure of the individual renting it, 1. to make regular payment. Due to the items discovered within the residence, follow-up inquiry was later made by Foundation personnel after the landlord attempted to contact local authorities. The contents of the locale were found to be 4 large dog crates, the remains of 6 dogs of various large breeds and human subject, later identified as Mr. all showing damage consisted with roughly 2 weeks of decomposition and partial consumption. The remains of 6 dogs of various large breeds and a human subject, later identified as Mr. all showing damage consistent with roughly 2 weeks of decomposition and partial consumption, varying between specimens. Electronic equipment, primarily consisting of that used in recording and broadcasting, including a Panasonic brand video camera, non-functioning, and tripod stand, playback video monitor, non-functioning, a boom operator, and a VHS recorder player labeled Ongoing Episodes non-functioning. A surviving male Weimaraner specimen displaying signs of severe deformity and malnutrition. The subject expired within an hour of being removed from the locale despite attempted medical intervention. An autopsy carried out shortly after revealed that part of its skeleton has been replaced with bones of distinctly humanoid structure, primarily around the jaw, skull, and legs. SCP-1241 was declared neutralized on the 9th of August 2011.